Many town histories record how people lived day to day back in colonial times, but the Pennacook history has a section that outlines the day-to-day story of how people lived at the time the first mills came to town. It was 1824 when the first sawmill was built on the Kentucky River. The river, of course, was a perfect size for water power. It had water all year round, but it was not so big as to be intimidating like the Merrimack River. The first cloth and carding mill came to the town in 1831, and from there on, the mills were the focus of the town. By the time of the Civil War, most people here worked in the mills. First, the owners paid work with specie, that is, company chits, which could be redeemed only at the company store. Those that used banknotes were not drawn from the federal government, but from local banks, and those could not be spent often out of state, sometimes not even out of town. It was not uncommon for a worker to live in a tenement owned by the company, and the company would cover everything that that worker needed, from their wedding to their funeral, and in effect got very, very little money. By 1850, the town history tells us the mills were paying regular wages, usually once a month. Workers went to work at the mills at 5 o'clock in the morning. At 6:30, there was a half-hour break to eat breakfast. At noon, the workers went home for dinner. They were allowed 3/4 of an hour to eat and get back to work. Then they would work clear through till 7:30 in the evening. It was after dark. 6-day week, too. Sometimes they say the hours were shortened on a Saturday, but you didn't get paid for it. Candles and whale oil lamps were used after dark. It wasn't until after the Civil War that kerosene became available. Diphtheria, typhoid fever, and consumption were rampant. That had much to do with the fact that the hog pen was often very close to the well. Life expectancy in the United States between 1850 and 1880, 38 years. No wonder.